Guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with romances that I'm obsessed with. I did this video a little over a month ago, and I just love doing it because I got to talk about books that I'm just literally cannot stop thinking about and that I'm obsessed with, and they're all books that I really loved reading. And I do think that there's a couple overlap for a couple of the videos I did last week, because last week I did all the 5-star books I read in the summer, but I really want to do this because some of them are my favorite authors and I can't stop thinking about them, so I want to keep on talking about them. So I will get to all the books I'm obsessed with lately, but first I want to take a minute to thank the sponsor of this video, which is my favorite, Ana Luisa jewelry. I am so thankful I get to work with Ana Luisa as a brand ambassador. I wear their jewelry literally every day. If you watch any of my videos, you watch any of my vlogs, I am constantly wearing their earrings. I wear earrings every single day. I have my piercings. I have 3 piercings and then my cartilage pierced up here. So I have 7 earrings in, and I am constantly switching out all of their earrings. I have this little organizer on my dresser where I have every pair that I've gotten from them, and I switch out all the earrings I wear every day, and they sent me a few new pieces to share with you, and I just love their jewelry so much. It lasts so long. Like, I've not seen any wear or tear on mine, and I wear them every single day. I love the variety. I love how cute their different designs are. I will go ahead and show you some of the pieces they sent me. They have just amazing jewelry that's sustainable and not too expensive, starting at $39. I even have a coupon code if you want to use it. LOVEBOOK10 for 10% off, but I need to show you my earrings. So I got 1 pair for myself, and then I had to get 1 for my sister and my mom because they're equally as obsessed with Ana Luisa as I am. So whenever I tell them I'm getting more jewelry, they're like, did you say you're getting some Ana Luisa? Because we want in on that. So I will go ahead and show you what I have in my ears. I have a few of my older pairs and then the new one I got, which I love this. I've never had an earring like this before. It is the earring Cassie earrings. And so let me get a little closer. So I have a stud I'm always wearing in my 3rd ear, but I love wearing the earrings so much. So these always look so good together. I love mixing and matching all the earrings I have and wearing like a smaller one with a bigger one with a stud. So I always mix up what I'm wearing. I think this new one is so cute though. I love how that looks. I told my mom and my sister, head to their website, pick out what you want. So my mom picked out the Toda earrings, and I actually really want to keep these for myself. I'm gonna give them to my mother, but they are a like double loop earring that are so cute, and I'm really jealous that she picked these out because I really like these. And then my sister picked out these, which I actually do have a pair of these. So these are really cute as well. They're like a teardrop. So it's the Elise in silver. I think I have these in gold too. They are super cute. They're like dangly, and I love them so much. I love that I can just wear these earrings to school every day as a teacher, but I can also wear them if I have a special occasion to go to because they look so pretty, and I feel like you can dress up an outfit or just wear them daily like I do. So check out Ana Luisa. They're super comfortable. They all go well together. I love mixing and matching, like I said. I absolutely recommend checking out Ana Luisa, checking out their pieces that start at $39, and use my code LOVEBOOK10 to save yourself 10%. And a huge thank you again to them for sponsoring this video. So it is time to get into the books that I've been obsessed with lately, and the first one is an author that I have 2 on here from. I cannot do a video without talking about Catherine Cowles. So the first one is Reckless Refuge. I was reading this and I was absolutely obsessed with this. The heroine's a caretaker on this island, and she is hiding out from a bad person in her life. Her brother murdered her parents and tried to murder her, and he is a psychopath, so he was very young when it happened, and so he was put away into this like institution, and she knows he's gonna come after her, but she knows he's gonna be released because he can play people really well. And so she's been hiding out on this island under a new name and a hidden identity, and she does not want any attention. And so the family that owns the island decided to sell it to this painter who is also hiding out because his paintings were being used by a serial killer, and he feels awful. The serial killer was caught, but he is like, I don't know like how I could have let this happen, and he is horrified that his art led to that. His art's very unique. I really liked it. And so he is moving to this island, and he is hiring a crew to come in and build him a new studio so he can work on his art there. And he sees a heroine and feels like she's really hiding something, but he keeps her on because he knows that like this is important to her being on this island, and they start falling for each other. It is such a sweet romance. I like how he is trying to learn how to love his art again, and she is also a violin player, I think, and she is learning to love her art again because her brother was jealous that she was so good and her parents paid so much attention to her. But then dead bodies start showing up on the main island, so things get a little crazy from there, but they definitely fall head over heels for each other and just really want to be there for each other. So check this book out if you haven't. You can read it as a standalone. I was obsessed. Another small town romance that I finished and was like, this is my new obsession. It's Flawless by Elsie Silver. This one, oh my gosh, I've seen so many people reading this and raving about it, and now I understand why. So the heroine in here, she graduated law school and she is working for her father's firm. Her father works for a PR firm. I think he owns the company, and she decides to work for him, and his current client is a very famous bull rider. He is like in his 30s. He's on his last leg because his body's just taken a beating for so long being a bull rider, and he was filmed saying he hates milk. His biggest sponsor is actually a milk company, and so he gets dropped by that company and he starts losing all his sponsorships. So the heroine is told to be his new babysitter, basically. The dad says stay with him, live with him, keep him in line until the final competition in 2 months where he can win it and he'll be fine. So she has to follow him around and live with him, and the banter in this book is so good. I was obsessed with how they connected and how he kind of pushed her around, but she like gave it right back to him and got along super well with his family because he still lived on his family's farm, and his brother is a single dad and a grump, and he gets the next book, which I'm very excited for. But there's also like the only one bed trope. She definitely is still trying to get over her last relationship, which didn't end well, and so I love this so much. Definitely very steamy as well. So if you have not yet, check this out because it is amazing. He's also a little bit older than her. He's like 7 years older than her, and she had his photos in her bedroom as a teenager, and now she's like working for him, and I love that. I love that trope so much, so please read this book. Then for a historical romance that I really enjoyed, I have A Whisper of Roses by Teresa Medeiros. I need to read more of this author. So this one is a Scottish romance, which is one of my favorite tropes. In historical romances, our hero is the laird of a clan, and he actually grew up in the heroine's clan. I don't remember why, but he like grew up in her clan, and now he is an adult, and his father is murdered when they're visiting the heroine's clan. And so as repayment, her father says, you can have all these things and here you go, you can marry my daughter. Like that way we can have an alliance, it'll be great. The heroine is like, I hate this man and you're gonna make me marry him? And the hero is like, I'd rather have like 6 more chickens than marry your daughter. So it's very funny. It reminds me definitely of Julie Garwood, and they end up having a marriage of convenience, and he is actually very sweet. There's not any that I remember like non-con in here. He is waiting for her to want him to consummate their marriage, which is, I really loved that aspect of this book. I loved how they really butt heads, and I really love the heroine too. This does take a bit of a more serious turn because the heroine is in an accident and is physically changed by that. So the plot really does change for the last like third of the book, but I just love their banter and I love their connection, and it was just so good. He does live in like a crumbling keep, and I think this is supposed to be kind of Beauty and the Beast-ish. I think that's what we said in our live show. This is for historical hellions. So I really love this, so I'm excited to have a historical romance on this list, and I need to read more by this author. Then I have Tin Queen by Devney Perry. This one is the final book in the Clifton Forge series. I had so much fun reading this series. I gave most of the books 4 or 5 stars. I think there was 1 or 2 I didn't absolutely love, but I did a read along with my friends Sam and Tori. We had so much fun reading these books and doing the live shows. So this one is super angsty though. I love angst, and this one, our heroine, her dad is the president of a motorcycle club, and they're like a bad motorcycle club. They're the villains of the story. He ends up going to jail, and the heroine is like his secret daughter. No one knows about her or her siblings, and so no one knows like to go after her as retaliation if like something goes wrong. And so she decides to get revenge for her father. So she's gonna go after the guy who she blames for her brother's death and for putting her dad in prison. That is Emmett. He is part of the Clifton Forge family, I guess. He was part of the MC that was in Clifton Forge, but they've disbanded, and so he's just really close with all of his friends, and they've been trying to fight these awful MC people that are from like the rival MC club, even though they're not a MC anymore, a motorcycle club. And so she ends up showing up, meets him at a bar, they spend the night together, and she is gonna like literally sleep with the enemy. She's trying to sleep with him to get something on him to ruin his life. They end up falling for each other, and she is so conflicted. She's like, I really like this guy, but he ruined my whole entire life. And so she has a big moral dilemma to deal with. Emmett is falling so hard for her, and he wants to settle down, which he's never felt before, but he knows that she's really closed off and hiding something. And so it's their romance, and this is the last book in the series. I have been told they can be read as standalones. I loved reading them in order, but if you want to, read as a standalone. But I just love this book so much and highly recommend checking out the series. But it's super angsty. She's like sleeping with a guy who ruined her family, and she's falling in love with him. It's so good. And then I have a book you're probably tired of me talking about, but I'm gonna talk about it anyways, and that's Magnolia Parks. I am obsessed with this book. It is so angsty, like I said, I love, and it is just messy and toxic and very character driven, which is so not like me. I don't like character driven novels, but for some reason I was obsessed with this book. It is Magnolia and BJ. Magnolia and BJ have been like the love of each other's lives. BJ cheats on her, so now we have them like a year later and still cannot let go of each other, but can't date each other. BJ sleeping around, Magnolia is a serial dater, and making all these people fall in love with her. They break so many hearts in the process, break each other's hearts, hurt each other, and it's just amazing. They're rich kids in England. What more can you want from a book? I love this. It was very messy. They hurt each other constantly, but it was so good. It was so good. I'm reading Daisy Hates now, and it's pretty good, but not as good as this one. I just need to get to the second book of the series, like of their series book. I think it's Magnolia Parks Long Way Home, and see, because when I got to the end, I was like, excuse me? And I wanted to throw it across the room. I did a reading vlog. I loved it and hated it and loved it, so I'm obsessed. I do have another Catherine Cowles book on this list. I'm sorry I keep on talking about her, but I read Shattered Sea, and this is so good. It comes out this week. It already came out. I'm putting this video up Friday, so this already came out, but this one has a heroine with chronic pain. It has a lot of romantic suspense involved. The heroine was in a car accident when she was in high school. Her boyfriend at the time ended up dying, and she has a lot of chronic pain from her illness, and I know that the author also deals with chronic pain, so she did write from her personal experience of what that feels like. And so the heroine deals with that a lot. She works at a gallery. She has an adorable dog, and the hero is in town because he's an actor, and he wants her. He's like, oh my gosh, who is this? I'm intrigued. Like, I need to know her, and I need to have her. And so he's very sweet. The way he deals with her chronic pain is so sweet. He's just trying everything he can to be there for her and make her not feel like a burden though too, and I just really like that. He wanted her to open up to her even though she's used to like keeping it in and dealing with it herself. And someone's trying to hurt all the people in her car accident that she was in high school. So definitely lots of romantic suspense in here. Very sweet. I did my whole guide to Catherine Cowles already. I hope you guys enjoyed that, but if you have not yet, please read her. This book is so good. Then I have What Hassan Wants by Danielle Allen. I love this author so much. The way she writes chemistry between her characters is so good. So in this one, the hero, he meets a girl at a bar. He's supposed to meet a friend. His friend doesn't show. He meets a girl. She's a bartender. He's like, oh my gosh, I like you. And they end up hooking up at the bar. She leaves, and he's like, well, I don't know if I'll see her again, but that was amazing. I kind of really want her though. And then his friend comes, and he realizes his friend knows the girl he hooked up with, and the friend is like, she is the love of my life. Even though they're friends, he's like, I'm gonna get her one day, and she's gonna be mine. So now he's like, oh shoot, like my friend likes this girl, but like I just hooked up with her and it was a really good time. And the heroine is like, no one gets to dictate who I am with and who I love. And so she gets a little frustrated about things, but Hassan and her have such huge chemistry together, such a great connection, and I just like love them together. Danielle Allen though, like I said, she just writes steam so well and that chemistry so well. So this was so much fun. It was very short, but I flew through it. I loved it. Danielle Allen can do no wrong. And the last one I have, I've talked about a lot, but I need to talk about it again because I cannot stop talking about Garnet Flats. I cannot stop thinking about this book. I did talk about it in my angsty romance video last week, but I'm gonna talk about it again because it's so good. This one, the heroine was in love with the hero, and then he told her he's marrying her best friend, and she's like, excuse me? And she leaves brokenhearted, never looks back, but she hasn't been with anybody since, and now she is back in her small town that she grew up in. He has gotten divorced, so he is back in town, and he has built a gym there because he's a UFC fighter. He is preparing for this huge fight, and he is like, I'm back in town to win you back. And she's like, you broke my heart and you married my best friend. Absolutely not. But they have undeniable chemistry together. It is so, so good. Oh my gosh. I was obsessed with their chemistry, obsessed with the angst. He has a lot to repay for. She has a lot to unravel of what happened, and it was so good. Obsessed, you need to read it. And those are the books that I've recently been obsessed with. I know some are repeats, you hear me talk about a lot, but hopefully you got some new recommendations in this video. Let me know if you've read any of these or if you have books you're currently obsessed with as well. I would love to hear. And a huge thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check out their jewelry, especially their earrings, which are my favorite. Use my code LOVEBOOK10 to save. And make sure you check out one of my absolute favorite jewelry companies. And that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day.